What is up, my dudes? So I decided in this tutorial I just want to go over a bit about how to use Chrome web developer tools, which are super handy in case you need to debug sites. The reason why I want to go over this before we look into coding is because it actually really gives you good insight into what the web page you're on is actually doing. So the site I want to go to is one that you've probably heard of before and you probably go to every day, danielamber.com. So we go to danielamber.com and damn, it looks really good. Okay, so to open web developer tools, you just right click and you say inspect, and okay, they open on, yeah, there we go. It should open on the side like this. Currently mine's in mobile mode. If yours is or isn't, you can actually just toggle it by clicking here. And this is useful in case you want to test your web page on various devices, so you can see if they fit within the screen. You can just click here. This is a Pixel and this is an iPad Pro. Looks great on everything. And you can turn it off and then you have a regular web page on like a desktop. So the first thing you'll notice is under elements, this is the HTML that the browser is rendering. So what you can also do is you can click this select an element tool and you can click on an element and it actually takes you to the HTML within the document. And here you can see the classes that are also applied to, in particular, this attribute, this tag here. And here, if you click on it, you can also see what styling is being applied for that class. So here we have the class item books, and here's the CSS for that class, which you can update in real time. If we wanted, we could take away those parameters. We could change the background color. We click it here, and anything we do is just going to make it look worse because it looks so good. Okay, next up, I want to go over routing. So when you click on a link here, what's going to happen is it's going to route you to a new page, and it does that by populating a path parameter. So everything after a URL, so after a domain name, basically all the forward slashes, they're called path parameters. So they're handy for the server to know that when you refresh this page, it's going to return you this document specifically for this view. So it knows what to send you so that you don't get like the index page again. Also, what's happening here is danielamber.com is actually pointing to an IP address, and that IP address resolves to a server's IP address, and that's the server that's sending us back our data. The last thing I want to go over, actually I want to go over a couple of things. If you go to the network tab and we refresh our page again and we go to all, yeah, you'll see a whole bunch of files here. So these are all the files that the browser needs in order for us to see this page. I just want to expand this. Oh, word. This is probably as frustrating. Just do this rather. There we go. Okay, that was annoying. Anyway, here are all the files that the server's returning in order for the browser to render this page. You can click on a file. Here is an image, and if we see the response, the preview, we can see what the image is. It's a pink square, and we can see the headers that our browser has sent with the request. So you just need to know that the browser sends headers and the response also returns headers. So some things you can see it's hit cache, you can see what the date is. So it's just pretty handy when you're debugging. You can see what the response from the server is, and you can see what headers you're receiving and what you're sending. It just helps the whole process. The last thing I want to go over is if you go to application, what you can do is you can clear site data, and this deletes cookies or local storage that your browser is keeping for this domain. So if we refresh the page with applications open, we can open our cookies and we can see what cookies are being set. And here we have some Google Analytics cookies, GA, and that's just helping us see data and track user data on the site to see how long somebody is maybe browsing the site for, or what pages they're going to. Okay, this is the last thing. The last thing is we can click console here, and if there are any errors on the page while you're busy developing it, you'll normally console log them here. So this would be all your client-side errors. All server-side errors would probably be in a terminal somewhere else, but we'll get to that. So here you would log client-side issues, or maybe just information while you're busy working, some debug information. But you can also run JavaScript in this console. So in the last video, we ran a function called alert, and we can actually run that directly from here. We can say hello, and we can put this man, and then it'll pop up with the alert. There's many other things you can do on here. You can do performance tests. You can see a whole bunch of network interaction. Right now we're just looking at it randomly, but here's where you'll see your CSS, your JavaScript, your images, everything that gets returned from the server. Also fonts, and then here you'll have your performance. You can see memory profiling, application data. There's a ton of stuff, but the main things you'll be using when you're working in web development, probably designing the front pages, is you'll be in this view where you can update classes on the fly. You can update styling, and when you're happy with it, you can copy and paste it into your IDE. And you would look at network when you're dealing with server stuff. You want to make sure that everything is behaving as it needs to. You can also see how long it takes for a server to respond here. So if we go to this page, we can see how long the whole process took. So we can make some performance optimizations. I hope that was cool. I hope that was useful. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, please write a comment below. This is not for hardened developers. This is for people just learning about development. And I just wanted to give you an overview of the inspect tool of Chrome, because it's going to be your friend down the line. Next up, I want to make like an HTML page. We can get going with that. Thanks guys. Cheers.